Hi, I'm Ricc Rollins, and this is Going Places. Don't you want to come along? Let's go. Hello and welcome to this edition of Going Places. I hope your morning's amazing. Can you believe it? The new year is upon us. Well, today we're going to, of course, talk with Dr. Nabuki, and we'll also be talking with the women of Dress for Success. The 12 women who are adorning the calendar this year have all got success stories that I'm sure you're going to want to hear. So you don't want to miss a moment of this Going Places, starting right now. Do you have one of those pets that need a little house training, needs a little obedience training? That's what we're going to talk about today. How do we begin to train the furry friend to fit in?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so take it away, Dr. Nabuki.
Well, training is super important. We recommend that you start as soon as you get the baby, whether it's a puppy, middle-aged, older-age pet, because we really need to teach them, if they're not already well-behaved, well-mannered, we have to sort of teach them, what we expect of them. Okay. And then usually they're going to do a pretty good job to conform with that. Come here, Maisie.
Okay. So how do we begin this process? Where do we start?
So definitely talking with your vet. So when you come in for your vet visit, not only is it an examination, but that's where you really tell them about your behavioral issues with the pet, if there are some, because that's starting to become one of our #1 issues with pets. We talk about dental disease, medical issues, but behavior issues are definitely big on that too.
Okay.
Oh, she's laying down. Come here, baby.
Okay, so we've got an audience of puppies today. So let me ask you this: so how do we then, and this is a perfect example, how do we keep the pet's attention during a training?
Well, you always want to make sure that you have good positive reinforcement. So a lot of treats. Treats will win them over. So usually you can train them, you can reward them with that. And if they do something that you don't like, then you don't reward it. And then if they do something you do like, you reward it, and then it'll just keep getting better and better. And eventually then you won't need the treat at all. They'll just respond to your love.
Okay.
Yeah, and happiness to it. So.
Okay. So I guess that leads me to the next question. So we know when we should begin. Now, how do we train them? How do we get them? I mean, is it a step 1, step 2, step 3?
So there are a couple steps.
Okay.
You definitely want to check with your vet to make sure that we're healthy. Okay. #1. #2 is sitting, peeing outside. Those are definitely some things that we can you can do at home with your baby. But if you're talking about behavioral issues like anxiety issues or destroying things or just getting upset when people come over and frustrated, those are things that you're going to really need to have a trainer involved with that.
Okay.
Yeah, a professional trainer to help you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we don't have a dog whisperer handy, is there somebody at Royal Pets that can help us through the process?
Absolutely. We do have some trainers that we recommend ourselves, and then if not, we'll talk to you and then hopefully point you in the right direction for the area, depending on where you live, so that you can find a good one in your area.
So let me ask you this. I hear some of the wives saying, if I can train Fido, can I train my husband too? No, look at
Hey, we all respond to positive reinforcement, so I'm not going to say no on that one.
Okay. So, Dr. Nabuki, thank you. We appreciate it. Maisie, we appreciate you cooperating as much as you could.
I know.
So if there was one final piece of advice in this process, what would it be to our pet parent that's starting this process?
So it would be, with the positive reinforcement, you're going to need a lot of treats. So get, again, small treats, portion control on your treats, because you're going to be giving them all the time. So that would probably be my biggest thing, is make sure to get a treat that you can give multiple times a day that's not going to make your dog overweight or anything. And that's small and fun to give.
Okay. From Royal Pets, more Going Places right after this.
See ya.
Hi, I'm Arlene. Welcome to Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. What's your coffee saying? Whether in for business or just getting away, let Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks be a part of your day. A place for you to come and share thoughts and spirit through a cup of coffee. Come and enjoy with us here at Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Enjoy life one cup at a time.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years and I got my third child who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
There are 12 months in the year, but there are also 12 fabulous women who are being honored because of their success. Here to talk about it are some of the women from the Dress for Success calendar, but also the CEO, the head diva in charge, and my dearest friend, Katie McGill. Welcome, ladies, to Going Places with Ricc Rollins. We're so glad you're here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Katie, let's talk a little bit about Dress for Success, and then we'll talk in the second segment to the ladies even more. But you ladies, you can jump in when you feel the need to. So, okay, Katie. So let's talk about Dress for Success. The person who does not know what Dress for Success is, let's tell them.
Okay. We're a program that really empower women. Most people, know us as giving out clothing, but we do much more. That's the beginning of what we do, is give out clothing, but just empower them. We help in our Moving Forward program. We help unemployed and underemployed women. And then most of the ladies in the calendar is our Professional Women's Group. That's a job retention program. They're working, they are successful. They, are able to mentor and help other women. We are thankful that we celebrate 25 years next year.
Oh, wow.
And, we have,
that's worthy. Yep.
and we have 3 locations. They come in, a lot of the women come in, and we used to see women 18 to 38. Now it's up to 82. We have a partnership with AARP.
Wait, 82?
82.
Wow.
That's the oldest person that's been in our program.
Wow.
And, and a lot of times they are not job ready. This lady came to our program and, she was crying the whole time, the 6 weeks she was in our program, because her husband passed and she thought she had money and she was forced to go back to work.
Oh, wow.
So we just allowed her, because the other ladies was helping and supporting and talking to her, just allow her to be a part of the class. And, I know she wasn't job ready, but we see a lot of women that's down and out, low, very low self-esteem and no confidence. And some of these women that's here, I call on to, because I'm not in this work by myself, to help and build up some of the other ladies. So I tell them they get empowered in order to power someone else.
Amen.
And that's what I have seen them just reach out and help other ladies. But our program is much more than clothing. It is really to help women build themselves up. One of the things I always say, that it might not be your fault that you're down, but it's your duty to get up.
Come on,
And
okay. I felt that one. Okay, I felt it. I'm seeing it often. Okay.
But a lot of them come in blaming and feeling sorry for themselves. Okay, we need to cry. Let's cry. But then we got to get up and do something. And so I have really watched them grow. And like I said, they'll call me to help somebody, and I'll call them to help someone. And I'm thankful. And I wanted people to hear their stories because I know it would inspire someone else. So that's why we was inspired to do the calendar.
What you say, you can cry, but then you fly.
Yeah.
I love it.
Amen.
Y'all can put that on a shirt. Okay.
Yes. That's right. That's
So,
right.
ladies,
Started. She's missing
So,
t-shirts and logos.
okay. So let me ask you this. Did that story sound familiar to any of you?
Yeah.
That
Absolutely.
you thought life was going one way and then it literally slapped you in the face and you had to make some decisions.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So whoever wants to jump in, go ahead.
I remember sorry. Who's going?
No, go ahead.
When I first met Dress for Success, I mean, I don't know, I guess I was about in my mid or early 60s and found myself homeless. And I was working at the AARP as a administrative assistant. But I just felt like, this was the end of my life. This was it. I'm not going any further, and I was really I felt a lot of despair. I was giving up. And then by blessing, I was requested to join the Moving Forward program with Miss Katie at Dress for Success. And I was within a short period of time from the first seminar, the first class, it's my eyes open, everything just changed. And I felt like I had a new life, a new beginning.
Well, let me tell you something.
Lady.
If you meet Katie McGill, you can't help but feel that way. Because I remember Katie and I go a long way back. But that's important. And that speaks to the spirit of Dress for Success. Like you said, it's not about everybody thinks that you just give out some clothes. Katie, I'm so glad you said that because there's so many women going, well, I want to donate. I said, don't. And I'm quick to say, stop. They don't need your clothes. They got too many as it is. They need your time. And so I think that that's a really good thing. So who else? Somebody else was about to speak. Go ahead.
So Dress for Success for me was super big. I'm in my 30s, but I was in the middle of a layoff and I was looking for some resources. I didn't know anything about Dress for Success. I had never been unemployed. I had always had a job. So it was like shocking for me. So to go through Dress for Success, they literally took me under their wing. I started the program through Hillsborough County Social Services. They recommended that I get some help with my resume. When I got there, I didn't know anything about like LinkedIn and how to have an elevator speech and pitch. And it was just like different for me. I seen women coming in dressed sharp. Their confidence was high, but they all had a story and didn't mind sharing. And so just looking at a person from the outside, not knowing that they really have something on the inside really was life-changing for me and my family. And then learning how to pinch pitties. Okay, like, Miss Katie said, you can't just lay there. You got to get up and do something about your situation. Right. And I can't do it all by myself. So if that means come to a Dress for Success, meeting during that 6 weeks, sometimes I didn't feel like dressing. But seeing that when I did go and seeing the other women dress up, and actually be present and ask questions and hearing their stories, it's like, okay, my situation is still not the end of the world. I can do this. I know who I am. I know my power within myself. And it really is going to take one step at a time. This program has literally changed my family, my children and I. We did they had like a program where they were giving us the initiative to play games, like family game day. I love like Uno and playing games with my family. But now, during COVID, everybody was homeschooling. I wasn't working. I was at home. So us looking forward to actually on Friday nights ordering pizza or fixing something together, even if it was just peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and cutting them in different shapes.
Like a good PB and J. Yeah.
Lots of preserves.
It was a big deal for me. And then going from making a lot of money to not having any money was devastating. I really felt bad, and nobody no mother wants to have their kids say that they're hungry and they can't feed them. So going from that to, picking myself up and lifting my confidence through this program was definitely what I needed.
We've got more stories to tell, more stories to hear, and more triumphs to celebrate as Going Places continues right after this. Stay with us.
is your coffee saying? My coffee today is saying serenity. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Courage to change the things that I can. And wisdom to know the difference. Enjoy life, one cup at a time.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years and I got my third child who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Each year, hurricanes and major flooding threaten cities, towns, and rural homes across the Gulf states. So chances are there will be more storms and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Hi, I'm Arlene. Welcome to Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. What's your coffee saying? Whether in for business or just getting away, let Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks be a part of your day. Life is moving, visible with color, sound, and community. Enjoy a cup of coffee at Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Enjoy life one cup at a time.
Welcome back to this edition of Going Places. I am the luckiest man in the room because I'm surrounded by nothing but sheer beauty and women kings in every corner and every place. We're so glad you're with us. You were saying before that one of the things that Katie does is not just dress you up. She dresses you up from the inside out. Well, that's a Katie McGill thing every day. So, you know, and I think that that's important that people, like I said, forget about the clothing. They got that covered. Now it's about empowering women and like you said, taking them from the inside out, because that's where the hustle starts. That's where the healing gets to start. So
If I
go ahead.
I think that I'm a prime example of what Miss Katie has done from that place after going into moving forward. Miss Katie stuck by me. I was out of commission for 36 years, not involved in the community at all. I stepped out, Miss Katie stepped in, and she has literally changed my life for the better. And I really admire her because she's made me believe in making the future work for everyone, not just for myself. She reached out to me and helped me find a place to live when I had nowhere to go.
Wow.
She took me through the moving forward class, not just to help me get an interview or to get a job, but how to keep a job.
Yeah,
that's important.
It makes such a big difference. And the job that I'm at now, I've been at for 4.5 years.
Congratulations.
And
Yes.
I'm honored to be a part of this. I'm honored. And when I came to Tampa 5 years ago, I said, I want to represent someone. I want to stand up for someone, because if you don't stand up for someone, you'll fall for anyone.
That's
so therefore I said, I
need to
choose
be on a
Miss Katie
t-shirt too.
McGill to stand for. She's empowered me to empower myself, to empower others.
That's
And I go back to where I came from, and I help other women come up. I help because I'm a Tampa downtown guide. I help women come and get jobs. I have jobs available for women right now that are searching for jobs. I have people that are calling me on my free time saying, can you help me with this? I have people calling me saying, can you help me get from Platt Street to Dress for Success? And so I'm not just a on the job type person of being on the job. My job is never done. you know,
That's a
and
good thing.
I
Hey.
think
The work is never done.
yes,
The work is never done. There's always a sister needing help. That's true.
and I refer everyone that I speak to Dress for Success because she got me the apartment. She helped me sustain my position with my job. She helped me be able to travel where I needed to go throughout Tampa to be able to get to where I needed to go to help other people. And I feel like she's like the mother bird feeding her children, and she has fed me lovely. Yeah.
As long as you don't call her a hen, we good. No.
You might get me for that part. I'm gonna leave that out.
Wow. Katie,
just
when you hear these stories, does it make getting up every single day easier?
Yes, because my job is to see them with the confidence and go on and be, live their purpose. And that's what I really think that I am created for, to, just push and encourage. And that really makes me feel good to see someone down and out and years later. I mean, they kicking butt. They doing a lot of good things. So I'm very happy about that.
Well, that's amazing. We got more stories to tell. We thought this was going to be 2 segments. This is going to be a whole show. We'll be back right after this.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
It took 20 years and I got my 3rd child who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Welcome back to this edition of Going Places. We thought it was going to be a segment. Then we knew it was going to be 2 segments. Now it's a whole show. Why? Because the women from Dress for Success are so phenomenal. We have to tell their stories. Welcome back, ladies. We're glad you're here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Who is the CEO, head diva for Success.
Yes.
These are all of her divas in training and on the So when we left, we were talking about the fact that Dress for Success is not that place where you just drop off dresses.
That's right.
You are dressing them from the inside out, that you're empowering them and growing them. And we heard some of the stories. So we want to hear a few more of the stories. I love it when women take charge of their own lives again. They don't need a man. They need some help. They need their sisters. And a lot of times sisters will get you straight real quick. Okay, that's why I surround myself with sisters. Okay. So who wants to share their story?
I want to share a little bit. My name is Betsy, by the way, and I wanted to thank Dress for Success and Miss Katie, especially because she takes a lot of her time, and the team of Dress for Success, I know, extends beyond the office. And what I'm saying is because even though I also went through moving forward class, didn't think I would take much out of it because I'm a little bit experienced professional and I had a lot of training before. But what I loved is I took it with my sister, taking her, because she wasn't working for like 25 years, and so she had a situation in life where she lost a lot of stuff, like financially and everything. So it was a moment of her for her to pick up once again and go back to work. So when I took her, because I wanted to help her, she moved from New York down. I just wanted to just support her. But in the end, I ended up getting also a lot, not just her, because I love the fact that, like you've been saying about Miss Katie builds, this program helps build people from inside out. And I personally got to not only had it done for me, but also for the women there. I loved it. I love watching it. I love how they, from the beginning that they started the class to the end of graduation time, I just saw the difference, and I saw how they just became more confident from the moment they walked in to the moment they left. And I love the fact that when they dress you up, you feel empowered. You feel like you're ready to take on, and not like you came stressed. Some people come depressed, or disgusted, or whatever it is that life had given them. But what I love the fact is the way I picture it like a flower that just blossomed in the end. And all of the ladies in that classroom, and I'm sure it's not just that classroom, blossom in some way, mentally, emotionally, and physically, because physically you take care of yourself to look professional in the end, and mentally, you feel stronger and more confident, and emotionally, you're happy about yourself, and that you're out there representing not just yourself, but the place that helped you also, God first, but he allowed us to have this program. And so I want to thank Miss Katie in the program. And also I wanted to tell you, like, the lady is not just the moving forward class. I love the fact that you can stay connected, because they have a lot of programs offered. They have classes, they have always financial classes, they have classes about different about how housing, and also how to equip yourself with, if you need computer skills upgraded, brush up on your computer skill. They have free classes, so they have a lot of things to offer. Stay connected, which is beautiful, because you get connected to women in the community and outside the community, women who are in positions of high position or just regular position. But it's just wonderful program that you just don't go there just for the class or the clothes, but it's a long-term program, long-term connection, and long-term women that you can connect with and have a friendship relationship in the end. So it's so important, this program. I love this program because it's not just about dressing, it's about a whole.
Quick production note before we go. Our encore episodes are now seen Saturday and Sunday mornings at 5 a.m. right here on Tampa Bay's MOR. Of course, our new episodes are at 8 o'clock. And if you miss us on more, you can always catch us on YouTube. And we'll be back next week with more of Dr. Nabuki, the ladies from Dress for Success, and so much more. Until then, Happy New Year. May 2023 be the year that you want it to be as you continue going places with us. Be blessed on your journey. Take care.